Hi, I'm Cristian Vera. I'm a senior mechanical engineering major in 2020. I am the project manager for the Baja team. We are designing an off-road vehicle for the Baja competition taking place this year. So the Baja competition is a competition that happens, I believe, in just the southeast region. So all these different schools generally meet up in Kentucky for a competition where each school designs their own separate off-road vehicle, and then it goes through a series of tests, and it's thus graded by different judges, and we're given awards according to who does the best during these competitions. So this year, Baja happens every year, and the reason it's a senior design project this year is that next year it's going to be mandatory that every vehicle is a four-wheel drive or an all-wheel drive vehicle. Currently, we can make it just a rear-wheel drive vehicle, which generally helps with some speed, but with the upcoming competition and the different obstacles that they have within the course itself, it's going to make it easier when it's four-wheel drive. So I'm the project manager of the senior design team for designing this four-wheel drive vehicle, and we're going to spend this next year researching and finalizing a design so next year's prepared to build that when the time comes. So the way that the senior design project relates to my career goals is, one, it is very automotive at the end of the day, and I don't know, I'm someone who really likes to get my hands on stuff. I'm specifically interested in renewable energy as well as water quality type deals, and that just involves a lot of sizing and just picking the right parts for the job. And that's why this kind of ties directly into what I want to do in the future, because a lot of what the four-wheel drive, all-wheel drive vehicles come with is most of that's been designed already. It's more just looking at all the different designs and figuring out which one best applies to the situations that we're dealing with. I'm learning that communication and organization is truly key. Doesn't matter how good of people you have on your team. If things aren't organized and you're not talking at least a couple times a week, a lot gets lost in the weeds, and it's just trying to make sure that you're staying on top of all the work that's coming towards you, because those deadlines come a lot quicker than you expect. My advice is to not be scared of the math. I know it's kind of a lot to take on in the beginning, but once you start getting more into the deeper sides of things, the math that you're kind of scared of at first is the stuff that you kind of have to have as your basics, because that helps you build onto the harder topics. So specifically calculus, I know Calc 3 and differential equations can be kind of daunting as they come forward, but just go ahead and dive into them, because if you understand them better then the bigger topics that come later don't seem so big. Senior year is really fun, actually. The one nice part is there's a lot less tests this year, but that directly corresponds to us having a lot more projects and a lot more responsibilities that we have throughout the year. Being a senior is really fun just because it really does feel like I'm getting more and more prepared for the actual jobs coming ahead of me, and it's nice to know that I'm 1 foot closer to the real world. So our big benchmarks directly tie into the deliverables that we have going on. This semester is kind of the softer semester because we're doing just majority research. So by the end of this semester, we're just going to have a paper that kind of details the different designs that we've chosen and which one we want to try to go ahead with. And then next semester is going to involve a lot of deliverables, which are we're going to have different programs to test the different forces that are going to be acting upon the four-wheel drive system, and we're going to have to figure out how to tie in the four-wheel drive system to the suspension itself, which was designed last year by the senior design team then. So the deliverables and the benchmarks are more just making sure that we're doing thorough enough research that when we end up typing up our final deliverable for next year's team to build, that it's concise and they're able to follow it as they have to build this four-wheel drive system. We are hoping to test some of it in person this year if possible. If not, that is just going to be mainly the programs that we have. And then we are going to end up putting all of our research onto a poster for the Student Scholar Symposium coming up at the end of next semester. That should just be details on which design we've chosen and why it's going to fit next year's competition as well as it will.